if you stay in social work long enough, you might find yourself disillusioned with various parts of the field. For some, it might be the bureaucracy. For others, the level of compensation. And for others, it might be the pure hypocrisy. I said what I said. Now, I've been in social work a long time, and I hear so many conversations from dissatisfied social workers about what's not working for them and how things aren't how they expected. And I really like what Tony Robbins says. He says that the only reason any of us are ever dissatisfied is because what we were expecting isn't what we're actually getting in reality. We only have two choices. We either change our expectations or change reality. So today we're talking about 3 things that your social work education won't help you do. Because the sooner we understand these truths, the sooner we can let go of any false expectations and decide whether or not we want to actually do something about it. Now, if you're already way beyond the point of frustration, then let these 3 ideas validate your experience and inspire you to take back control of your choices and your actions. Come on! We need you to be well for yourself so that you can then be well for the individuals, causes, and communities that you care about. That's why you got into social work in the first place. Am I right? Now, if you're new here, welcome to Rich Social Worker. I'm Eva Ford, social worker, mindset mentor, and online business coach. And on this channel, we talk all about money, mindset, and motivation to help you live your richest life. So if the topics of making a bigger impact while you're making a bigger income are of interest to you and you haven't subscribed yet, then why not? Now's the time. Turn on the notification bell so that you know every time I upload a new video like this one, where we're unpacking 3 of the things that your social work degree won't help you do. Now, here at Rich Social Worker, we assume that you are someone who's striving to live at your highest potential. And to do that, live at your highest potential and fully aligned with your passions and superpowers for good, then your social work degree alone won't get you there. And I know that this might sound like a contradiction, considering social work's entire shtick is about teaching us how to help make the biggest impact and then by extension find fulfillment in that. But for one, your social work degree won't teach you lifestyle design, which is how to intentionally craft a way of life or a style of living that aligns with who you truly are. Now, I can already hear comments in the back from people saying, no, but we talk about self-care. And I get that, but self-care and lifestyle design are 2 very different things. Now, in the event that this is the first time you've heard me mention lifestyle design, let me share a little with you now. So we know that a big part of who you are is a giver, and that contribution is important to you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have majored in social work to begin with. And social work education helps you nurture that giving spirit and teaches you how to make a contribution, which is great, usually within the confines of an organization, whether that be on a micro, meso, or macro level. That's why you take all those classes that are focused on understanding others, human behavior in the social environment, social work theory and practice, psychology. These all help you focus your energy on understanding other people's lives and situations, not necessarily your own. Now, granted, one of the things I do appreciate about social work training is that it does ask me who I'm being in relation to the population that I'm working with. But that's still not going to give you the tools that you need to design the life that you want or that best suits you. Lifestyle design is self-focused in nature, the exact opposite of the focus of social work education. And effective lifestyle design starts with asking yourself the question, am I designing a life I actually like living in? Asked another way, you could say, if I could create my life the way I want, my days, my weeks, my months, how do I want to be spending my time and who do I want to be spending them with? How do I want it to feel? Now, if your life was a huge piece of fabric, lifestyle design is the pattern and ultimately the outfit or object you make with it. And it encompasses everything, not just how you make a contribution in the world, but also the experiences and adventures you choose to have, what you financially afford, and with whom you choose to spend your time. Now, I've got a great video on the channel that breaks down the whole concept of lifestyle design, but just know that in order to start to build your life with intention, you have to recognize that you have a choice in how your life turns out, including the amount of money that you want to earn. Which brings us to thing number 2 that your social work degree won't help you do, and that is build your financial literacy. And within that, understand value and worth. Now, how to work for a paycheck and exchange your time and value for money? Sure, your social work degree will help you do that because that's what it's designed to do. Even if you took macroecon or maybe social work admin where you had to work on a budget, those don't count because there's a huge difference between knowing how to read a profit and loss statement and being financially literate. So to understand money, value, and worth, we're gonna have to go outside of social work and start to do the things that people who have an understanding of money, value, and worth do, like attending wealth building conferences and maybe getting a financial advisor, or even just starting with some basic financial literacy books. Now, my go-to is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, but there are hundreds, possibly thousands of books that will help you get started with financial literacy. A typical 4-year social work degree doesn't have the time or space to help you understand money and people, but you'll agree that people need money and that that's fundamental to our well-being. So one great thing that you can do right now is to get the financial social work certification. Never heard of it? Check out the conversation I had with founder Rita Wolfson and get your entire financial life together. Tell Rita Eva sent you. Now, I will say this, financial literacy encompasses a lot. It covers earnings, savings and investing, credit and debt, and even our fundamental beliefs and behaviors around money. Because you know that our thoughts and our beliefs directly correlate with our behaviors, which in turn give us our results. And so if you stop and look around at your life and your results and you don't like what you're getting, then you know that you've got to go back to those thoughts and beliefs and change them up. Which brings us to thing number 3, because there is no way your social work degree can teach you the full range of things that you can do with your skills and time. So it can't help you to prioritize your earning opportunities. And to expect it to do so is setting yourself up for massive disappointment. You've probably heard people say that you could do so many things. You could do anything with your social work degree, which is kind of like a blessing and a curse because with such a sea of options, what do you actually choose, right? And you may have even come across a list of jobs that you qualify for with a social work degree. But let's be clear, these are jobs. None of these will show you how to be your own boss, so you stay fixed with an employee mentality. Even if your social work focused job allows you to navigate up through the system, it's still the system. Not that you have to own your own business, but your social work degree won't teach you how to leverage your skills and knowledge and expertise in a way that aligns with how you work best, with who you want to help, and with the greatest opportunity for creating wealth, which is a shame because the more aligned you are in your work and your purpose, the better care you can take of yourself and your loved ones, and the bigger impact you can make on the entire world, which is why we're here in the first place. Now, I started learning how to fill in these gaps in my social work education because I was one of those social workers who was frustrated and embarrassed about my situation. I was financially illiterate, opportunity ignorant, and physically stuck because I couldn't afford to go anywhere. Thankfully today, my situation is much different and I've mastered the skills to help me create a life that truly aligns with how I want to live and whom I want to serve. And that's you. Now I want to hear from you. What expectations are you letting go of from your social work education? And what decisions are you making instead? I cannot wait to continue this discussion in the comments. As always, I believe you can dream, be, do, or have anything you want, but it starts with your mindset. So make sure it's a rich one. See you in the next one.